Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by subscribing. Please remember to share it with your friends and family so everyone can enjoy chair yoga. So today's chair yoga class, we're just using a chair on a yoga mat. No strap is required for class. Let's come seated forward in our chair so our glutes are on the chair, hamstrings off the chair, allowing that 90-degree bend at the knees so our feet can rest flat on the floor. Thinking about a nice tall posture here, let's roll the shoulders back and down before we place our hands on our lap. Sitting nice and tall, I'd like you to close your eyes and just take a moment to notice your breath. When you inhale, do you notice the chest rise and then the belly rise? Exhaling, allowing the belly to fall and the chest to fall. Notice your breath for the next 3 rounds of breath. Let's begin a scan of our body now, starting at the crown of our head, working down to the toes. Notice any areas you need to be mindful of as you move through this practice. It could be an old or a new injury. Maybe something feels a little tight today. You've done a little too much yard work. Just take notice of what your body is trying to tell you. Please remember, if something doesn't feel right, please do not do that pose. Always keep yourself safe. So if it's uncomfortable or doesn't feel right, remember you can just wait for us to move on to another pose. Continuing with our body scan. And now bringing our attention once again to our breath. And for the next 5 rounds of breath, just notice your breath, breathing deeply. Notice the belly rise on the inhale. And let's begin stretching the neck by lowering one ear towards the shoulder, keeping your eyes closed. Relax the shoulders. One more breath here, bringing our head once again to center, and this time lowering the ear towards the opposite shoulder. One more breath, returning to center, lifting the chin, gazing up at the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. One more breath. Returning the head to center, and this time bringing the chin into the chest, stretching the back of the neck. One more breath here. And now we're going to slowly begin rolling our head across the front of the body towards one shoulder. And then very slowly rolling across the back of the body. Keeping the shoulders relaxed the whole time. Head is now rolling across the front of the body, nice and slow, controlling the movement. Rolling slowly across the back of the body. And this time rolling across the front of the body and pausing at center. Now let's change directions. Let's begin by rolling the head across the front of the body towards the other shoulder. Slowly across the back of the body. Slowly across the front of the body, relaxing the shoulders. Last time across the back of the body. Last time across the front of the body, pausing when you get to center. Gently lifting the head and opening your eyes. Let's shrug and inhale, exhale, release. One more time, shrug, inhale, exhale, release. Rolling the shoulders now to the back of the room, releasing any tension you might be holding in the shoulders. And changing directions, rolling the shoulders to the front of the room. Beautiful. We're going to start by bringing our hands out in a nice T. We're going to do really tight little circles to the front of the room. Slowly enlarging the circles, making them bigger. Bigger. And now try to find what your range of motion is today. Make those circles as big as you can. And now let's shrink them back down. Nice tight circles. We're going to drop the hands down to the side. We're going to shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. Once more, shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now let's bring those hands back into that T. And now we're going to rotate towards the back of the room, small circles, enlarging them every time you rotate, making the circles bigger, bigger, and now finding your range of motion. And shrinking those circles, step back down once again slowly. Tight circles. And lowering down. This time we're going to bring one hand overhead, really stretch and reach. Look through the fingertips. Think about trying to touch the ceiling with the fingers, really reaching. One more breath. And let's change sides. Opposite hand comes up. Really stretch and reach here. Looking up through the fingers. One more breath. And let's lower the hands. Now we're going to bring the feet on a diagonal. We're going to take our hands and we're going to allow the hands to travel down the legs just until we have our elbows resting on our knees. We're going to hold here. You're going to keep one palm up. You're going to reach across at eye level with the opposite hand. Looking through and beyond the fingers at the wall. One more breath. Now let's bring that elbow down to the knee, palm facing up. Reach the opposite arm across at eye level, looking beyond the fingertips to the wall. One more breath here. Bringing that elbow back down to the knee. This time, bringing the opposite arm up and looking through the armpit at the wall. One more breath. And bringing that elbow back down to the knee, changing sides. Opposite arm comes up and over, looking through the armpit at the wall. One more breath. And returning the elbow to the knee and slowly rising up. Beautiful. And let's bring our arms now into a cactus pose, keeping the legs and feet as they are. We're just going to draw everything together in front of the body, really squeezing. Squeeze the elbows together, squeeze the palms of the hands together. Squeezing and holding here. Keep breathing deeply. And let's take it back to our starting position. And this time we're going to bring the elbows slightly behind the body. Feel the chest lift, but feel the shoulder blades engage behind the body. Drawing back to center once again. Last time, drawing everything in front of the body, squeezing everything together, adding a pulse. Two more. Coming back into neutral. And last time, bringing those elbows slightly behind the body, feeling the shoulder blades engage, feeling the chest lift. One more breath here. Coming into neutral, and this time bringing your hands down to your hips, thinking about drawing the shoulder towards the opposite knee. We're just going to lower shoulder towards the knee, rise back up. Let's do the other side, shoulder towards the knee, and rise, shoulder towards the knee, rise. Last time, shoulder towards the knee, and rise. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet back in so we have that 90-degree bend at the knees. Leaving the hands on the hips. Let's do a few circles in one direction. Just noticing if you're holding any tension here. One more circle in this direction. Pause at center. And let's do circle in the opposite direction. And just notice, is it more difficult to circle in one direction than the other? One more full circle. And pause at center. Beautiful. Now we're going to hold on to the edge of the chair with both hands. We're going to pick up one foot and we're going to roll out the ankles. A little bit of mobility here. And the opposite way. functional movement. And let's point the toe and flex the foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. One more. Point and flex. Setting that foot down. Let's do the other side. Rolling out the ankle in one direction. Let's roll the opposite way. And turn that into a point and a flex. A point, flex, point, and flex. Beautiful. Setting that foot down. Now, sitting nice and tall in your chair, holding on to the seat of the chair, thinking about a tall posture. We're going to flex one foot, pick the foot up off the ground, and we're just going to do a small circle. An external rotation, small circles. 2 more. We're going to pause, and now an internal circle. 2 more. And setting that foot down. Now holding on to that chair still, flexing the opposite foot, externally rotating. 2 more. Pausing, and now internally rotating. 2 more. Beautiful. Let's set that foot down. Now we're going to start with our toe pointed down. We're still holding on to the edges of our chair. We're just going to lift a couple inches off the floor, feeling the quads engage. 2 more. And set that foot down, starting with the opposite foot, toe pointed down, and lift. 2 more. Beautiful, and setting that foot down. Now we're going to take the feet once again on a diagonal. We're going to take our hands and we're going to travel all the way down to the ankles. And the idea here is just to get a beautiful stretch in the back of the body. So we're going to think about relaxing the low back, relaxing the mid back, relaxing the upper back, relaxing the shoulders, and finally relaxing the neck and allowing the head to lower so the crown of the head is shining towards the floor. Just breathing deeply here, feeling a nice stretch with the whole back side of the body. This modified forward fold. One more breath like this. Now we're going to take our hands and grab our elbows with our hands and feel yourself being pulled a little closer to the mat. Breathing deeply still. One more breath here. Bringing the hands back down to the feet once again. Slowly allowing the hands to drift back up the legs. Slowly rising up. Beautiful. And now bringing the feet once again in towards the chair so you have that 90-degree bend at the legs. Beautiful. Now we're going to start with our heel extended out to the side. We're going to hold onto the chair with both hands and we're just going to lift the leg, engaging the quad. 2 more. Beautiful. Let's bring that foot back in front. Extend the opposite leg, heel touching down on the mat, and lift. 2 more. Beautiful. I'm bringing that foot flat once again. This time we're going to extend the toe forward and lift. 2 more. And bring that foot back and extend the opposite toe forward and lift. 2 more. Beautiful. Leaving that foot extended, flat foot on the ground. We're going to bring the opposite heel and we're going to travel up to the knee, hold onto your ankle or your heel, and then bring the other foot back to 90-degree bend. So you're going to have your foot flexed to protect your bent knee. We're going to exhale and lower forward into this figure 4 stretch. We're going to feel a nice stretch in the hip. Breathing deeply here. Remember, if there's any pain at all, just rise up out of the pose. Perhaps you've just leaned a little too close into your legs. We all have a different range of motion here. Four more rounds of breath. Lower a little closer to your legs if you can. One more breath here. Slowly rise up. Allow the foot on the floor to come forward once again, so you can slide that heel all the way down the leg, and then place that foot flat. Bring the opposite heel, sliding it up, grabbing onto the heel or your ankle, and then bringing the other knee once again to that 90-degree bend. Keep your foot flexed to protect your bent knee, and let's exhale and lower into our figure four. Feeling a nice stretch in the hip. Four more rounds of breath, lowering a little closer if you can. One more breath here. Slowly rise up. Again, extend the leg on the floor so you can slide the heel all the way down. And let's bring our feet once again nice and flat on the floor, 90-degree bend at the knees. Taking your hands off to the side, bringing one hand up and alternating with a nice fluid movement. Each time that hand comes up overhead, just add a teeny tiny side bend. Taking your time. Tiny side bends. Just getting some nice movement into the spine. Let's do 4 more singles. Last one. Beautiful. And once again, sitting nice and tall. Let's roll the shoulders. Rolling the opposite direction. Let's draw one arm across the body, supporting under the elbow, keeping the shoulder relaxed. And now taking that hand high, touching down to the shoulder, support under the elbow, and bring the elbow close to the head, pointed upward if you can. One more breath. And let's change, bringing the opposite arm across the body, support under the elbow, relax the shoulder. One more breath. Take that hand high, touch down to the shoulder, support under the elbow. Once again, elbow close to the head, pointed upward. One more breath here. And slowly lower down. Now bringing your hands just onto your legs. We're going to do a few rounds of cow and cat breath without using the arms. So starting with cow, we're going to inhale, think about lifting the head and lifting the chest. And we're going to exhale into cat, arching our back towards the back of the chair, looking down towards your feet. Inhale, lift to cow. Exhale, arch to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. One last time. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Beautiful. Return to a nice seated posture. We're going to take one hand to the opposite knee. Bring the other hand behind you on the chair. We're going to exhale and twist. And just hold here for 6 rounds of breath. Breathing deeply, sitting nice and tall, noticing the sensations in the body. One more breath here. Slowly allow yourself to come forward once again. And now the opposite side, hand to knee, bring the other hand behind you on the chair, sit tall, exhale, and hold for 6 rounds of breath. Noticing the sensations in this side of the body. One more breath here. Slowly unwind, coming back to center. Beautiful. Closing your eyes, bringing your hands once again to your lap. Taking the time to do another scan of the body, starting at the crown of the head, working down to the toes. Notice any areas that have changed since the scan at the beginning of class. Perhaps you feel more energy moving through the body. Perhaps you feel just a little bit more limber, or perhaps you don't notice anything at all. Every day will be different. Bringing our attention once again to our breath, noticing that we're breathing deeply. Bringing our hands together in front of the body at heart center. I'd like to thank all of you for sharing your energy in this practice today and taking this mindful time for yourself. It's so important to do a little self-care every day. I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoyed this Easy to Love Yoga program. Thank you so much. Namaste. I'll see you next time.